In Feral, the main character, Claire Kane, survives a pretty brutal gang beating. The beating takes place in the spring of her sophomore year, and Claire spends the rest of that year and the beginning of her junior year at home healing and being homeschooled by her paleontologist slash professor father. At the beginning of the spring semester of her junior year, right at the point at which she's getting ready to go back to school for the first time, her father is given the opportunity to spend his sabbatical semester in the town of Peculiar, Missouri, in a cave that has just been discovered near that town. Claire readily agrees to going with him. She sees this as a way to escape having to go back to school and dealing with the classmates who will all know what happened to her the year before. So as the book opens, we're seeing Claire and her father cross the city limits of Peculiar, Missouri for the first time. I am myself a lifelong resident of Missouri, but I have to confess I have never been to the town of Peculiar. I chose it just simply because of its name. The town of Peculiar as it exists in Feral is a complete fictionalization. And I chose it because, you know, I feel like in a horror novel, and Feral does have many elements of a horror novel, I feel like setting is crucially important. You really want to create a setting and a surrounding for your characters that instantly puts the reader on edge. I also think, you know, a novel is a pretty limited amount of space within which to tell your story, so you have to choose words that are loaded and that have a real punch to them. And I love the implications of a town named Peculiar. I think you know, as the reader from the get-go, what Claire is about to get herself into as she and her father cross those city limits. And that's why I chose Peculiar, Missouri for the setting of Feral.